Hi everyone, Angie here again. It's been, I don't know, it's been some weeks, could be a couple of months. I'm worried about my hair, stop it. I press record at 8:18 a.m. this morning. It is right here, right now where I am. And that's significant because a couple of days ago, it was August 18th. That was my birthday. And at 8:18 a.m. on August 18th, I looked at my clock and I thought that that was very special to see that number, particularly because, and this is getting back to why I haven't posted in a little while. So I'm 5 years sober. I'm in my 6th year sober. Doesn't matter. And my sponsor passed away, and that's why I stopped recording for a little while. It happened pretty quickly, but I did get to spend some time with her before she passed. And, you know, such a privilege. It's been hard to process those big emotions. And so I've kind of isolated. But also, you know, not completely isolated. I just stopped pouring my energy out and let those in who I felt safe enough to do so that I could feel vulnerable and heal and just be gentle with myself. So I've been feeling like I've been wanting to get on and do a reading again. My energy has shifted. I know the last time I did a reading, and I still have that deck of the Call of the Morrigan Oracle, and I still feel it very profoundly, but I've been told that I can ease into it again when I feel ready, and just be gentle, you know. Let my spirit come from my heart. It's a very special message from my nanny. Actually, she's right here. My nanny through my son. This is my nanny when she was 16, I think. Yeah. And I know that she's with me every day. And I know that my son, who has special needs, you know, has a very close communication with her. Yeah. So I think I've shared this once before. I asked him one time, you know, do you still hear Nanny? And so a little bit about him. He's 26 now, and he has an alphabet soup of diagnoses, which I won't even name because it doesn't matter. I know that his body is riddled with parasites, and I tried to understand what was happening with him when he was very little, and I researched a lot, and I figured it out, but because I did it alone and I did it against the paradigm, the existing paradigm of modern Western medicine, I was thrown under the bus pretty much, and you know, the audacity of me being an unprofessional woman without, you know, a person without a penis, put me at a lot of disadvantages, right? I didn't have much say. Even though I was witnessing the things I was witnessing, I'm highly intelligent, I'm autodidactic. Anyhow, I was living in a very strict religious household. My husband at the time, very patriarchal in his beliefs, and therefore, you know, I lacked the appendage, the antenna to I guess spirit, higher understanding, authority even, right? Like, so the audacity of me to find out the truth. And I laugh, not because it's funny, but I heard someone else very wise say, my body is wise and is emotionally regulating. My energy needs to regulate so that I don't get really low, really sad. So we're 5 minutes in. I wanted to share with you a little bit about where my energy is. And there it is. Sorry, I'm just fixing my chair here a little bit. I've got a carpet underneath the stool, and so that maybe isn't working out so well. Anyhow, so I would really like to share a message, you know, just to get things rolling again. Yeah. Thank you, guides and guardians, sacred, divine, feminine, and sacred, divine, masculine energies, which we all have in us. So those divine energies are not specific to gender. I know that I've had to, I gotta let my cat in. I've had to heal both of those in me, both the divine feminine energies and the divine masculine energies. One sec. Yeah. Oh. It's Queen Nala, my kitty cat. One of 3. Okay, so actually, you know what? I pulled out these other 2 decks, messages from your angels and the soul's journey, and then my hand just instinctively went to the medicine cards. So that's great. I love these cards. I've loved this deck for a long time, ever since I got it. It's, for those of you who aren't familiar, I take the paper covers off because they're annoying. Anyhow, so medicine cards, native, and spirit medicine from animals. That's the alligator at the very bottom. You know what? I'll just leave it out and see what happens. I don't know what this message is going to be about, but I'll look that one up because it was at the bottom. And I'm just going to give a shuffle. I'm going to light a candle before I read the feeling. And there goes a card on the floor. Jaguar energy. So we've got Jaguar energy falling on the floor, which I've heard that that's something that you don't see. But that is, according to I think what she was reading was tarot. Anyhow, I guess, you know, there are no rules. You just go by what you feel. So because I did look at the alligator energy, that's the number 50. So if you're a numbers person like me, what I mean by that is I love seeing synchronicities of numbers because to me, they're like angel whispers. I used to look up what the numbers meant all the time. And then it just got to the point where I realized every single minute of the day holds meaning for me personally because I'm here and my guides always are supporting me. So now when I just see a synchronicity, I just feel supported, loved, guided, and I know, like, I don't even question whether it means something. It means something to me, so it means something. So anyhow, 5 is the energy. I'm going to read about alligator, and it is about integration. So here's the beautiful picture to look at. And I love the colors and everything. Make sure there's no shiny shine. That's, maybe it's easier if I move the phone. Whatever. Okay. The powerful gift of alligator medicine is to fully appreciate and integrate all that life offers. Gator shows us the value of thoroughly digesting both the pleasures and pains of life. In many ways, alligator's medicine is reflected in its behavior. When Gator rolls under the water with its prey, its message is to roll with the punches when being attacked by life's circumstances. Carefully storing its prey under a log until the meat is tender teaches us about patience and proper timing. Yeah, so right away I'm like loving how savage this very spiritual message is of patience and timing. It's strategic. Choosing to laugh when tangled in your own seriousness can immediately diffuse the stranglehold of anger and judgments, self-importance, and inflexibility. And didn't I just talk about like why I laughed a little bit? Because it was self-regulating. I love that. I'm going to put that down because it's kind of awkward for me to keep holding it. I'll put it back once in a while. Just going to keep reading. So once your rigidity is removed, you're free to again integrate the present set of circumstances, finding what you may have formerly overlooked. Then you can learn Gator's lessons on how to digest the value of any life lesson. Gator medicine people refrain from passing judgment until they have examined all the facts and seen all sides of any situation. It may be time to drop opinions and judgments so that the present situation can be fully understood. Gator might have surfaced in the river of your life to tell you to digest the situation at hand before making any rash moves. You could also be dealing with someone who is too serious or rigid. If this is the case, embrace your flexibility, knowing that you are expanding beyond your former limits, even if others are wallowing in their self-created quicksand. Have you been rushing through life and not taking the time to count your victories or to digest your rites of passage? This is really speaking to me, you guys. If so, it could be time to honor your progress, mindful that quick fix solutions do not support long-term goals. Avoid getting stuck in the duality and quagmire of the human judgment game. Use calm resolve. Review your healing process and life lessons, integrating the growth you have attained. In all cases, Gator is telling you that something may have escaped your perception. Ask yourself what viewpoint or possibility did not get factored into your assessment. Did that missing piece of the puzzle keep you from having an accurate overview of what is now occurring? If so, it is never too late to reevaluate the situation from a more integrated and flexible point of view. Remember, gator eyes and nostrils are often the only parts of its body above water while it senses its surroundings. Gator integrates all probabilities before it makes its move. I was wondering what this message was going to be about, and now I think I feel it coming to me. I'm going to read the contrary position as well, because we did receive this card off the floor. It fell onto the floor. Contrary, alligator often signals a time to laugh in the face of conflict in order to survive. I mean, wow. If Gator's belly is floating exposed on top of the water, it could mean that rash actions or thoughtless words have put you in jeopardy. Gator's treacherous jaws warn you not to fall prey to quick fix solutions or schemes. If contrary, Gator's bite has severed an artery that fed you life force, a band-aid will not cure your present situation. Integrate stable, long-term solutions and options. If you have become inflexible or judgmental, detach from the muddied thinking or clouded feelings that have imprisoned your progress. In all cases, Gator reminds you to scan more than the surface, integrating all possibilities, potential risks, unexpected outcomes, and ultimate rewards. If you integrate all these viewpoints, it becomes easier to roll over and come out on top. Whoa. Okay, I know the Jaguar card is sitting here looking at me, but I mean, what I feel I want to speak to, what came to mind and heart was, I have a message for, I mean, it's not specifically for a collective of neurodivergent people, but like it is really for everyone. But I do feel that a collective of neurodivergent people are really going to resonate with this. I feel like that's what, and I am definitely neurodivergent. I'm 52, just turned 52. I went undiagnosed my whole life because I lacked the appendage necessary to be seen, right? In fact, my own family practitioner, gynecologist turned family practitioner, was oblivious to the reasons why I, as a little girl, did not get picked up as neurodivergent in school because I did not act out like a boy. Anatomy is such that it reflects quite often the nature of the gender. Boys act out, anatomy is outward. Girls, neurodivergent girls, and I'm thirsty, so I'm struggling with my words here. Neurodivergent girls often experience the world inward, or anatomy is inward. It's just an easy way to kind of wrap your head around that difference. Anyhow, that's the way I perceive it. There could be lots of interesting discussion around that, which won't be had at this time. So I know that I have been misunderstood many, many times throughout my life because when it looked like I wasn't paying attention, I was really absorbing everything. Like, you know, the alligator with the nose and the eyes looking above, scanning the surface, because I didn't want to act rashly. It wasn't safe, first of all, because I was a young, traumatized girl. There was no opportunity to speak truth. It wasn't safe to speak the truth. Yeah, so that led to a lot of things. Spirit, what would you have me say right now? Because I felt a lot. The feeling right now I'm getting is if you have been misperceived, misunderstood, because you actually perceive more depth than the current paradigm feels comfortable with you perceiving, then you have absorbed their lack of accountability to survive. And I know that's what happens. I know that's what happens in this paradigm. Sensitive individuals absorb all the energy that this paradigm won't hold accountability for. So when we act differently, because we see their shame or we feel their shame, and they're not able to be accountable for their own shame, then we're the problem. We're the mirror because we reflect their shame back to them. Not intentionally. It's a matter of perceiving. It's a matter of perception, right? And what else did it say? What else did it say? It also said, Spirit, what else would you have me feel? There was a lot about the laughter. You know, I spoke about laughing at a moment where it maybe felt disingenuous or inappropriate, but really it was just my body regulating. It's really important to nurture ourselves, and I'm feeling to say that we instinctively as children know how to do this. Wow, this is really personal, Spirit. And in saying that, some of us don't get to learn that. And those of us who don't get to learn that from early childhood, how to self-regulate, what we need is we need loving caregivers to mirror to us what that looks like. So when they smile and they laugh at us or laugh with us, they smile at us, they talk to us lovingly in a calm, nurturing voice, we absorb that as children. And, you know, this is all science-based too, but even before the current paradigm understood it from a science perspective, human physiology has been operating that way forever. So, you know, just our modern paradigm has spent a lot of time and effort and trillions and zillions of dollars on programming us to forget. And then, yeah, it's generational. We forget more and more that we are of innate value. Anyhow, I want to mirror, and I want you to hear in my voice this resonance of absolute acceptance and love for the whole human experience. And what I mean by that, that all of you is acceptable and valuable. And that if you didn't get to experience the mirroring of that nurturing, caring, safe, divine feminine and safe, divine masculine love and protection, that doesn't mean you were unworthy of it. It doesn't identify the value of your spirit and soul in any way. I know this to be true because I was abandoned at conception by the masculine creator of my physical life. I survived being raised by the feminine caregiver in my life, my mother, physical mother. She was also a very traumatized young woman, and she just didn't have it within her either, because she wasn't able to heal before she had me. So I had to absorb whatever she wasn't able to heal, and then whatever happened to me, I had to heal. Healing is generational, you know, and then whatever I wasn't able to heal, my children have to heal. Now, good thing I am who I am. I'm aware enough to know that it's really important to heal my stuff, and that now I can be a support to my children who are now having to face the stuff that I wasn't able to heal when I was raising them. Anyhow, to just know that you're more than the sum of your experiences. You are of divine value, divine worth. And I want to share with you that I've had a special gift since the cradle. I have been able to hear my spirit guides talking to each other and to me, comforting me since the cradle. And, not every single minute of my life. They haven't, I've been protected. I've been warned. Do I always listen? No, I'm human. And so I've made a lot of mistakes. But I'm still here. And I have a very profound message of healing and understanding of this paradigm, of the awakening of the divine feminine. And I am unapologetically going to show you how I have embraced all aspects of the divine feminine, and that the divine masculine, it's not a competition between them. The divine masculine supports the divine feminine. So the divine masculine doesn't shrink from the divine feminine's rage. It supports her. It understands her. It loves her. It fights with her and for her and alongside her, and doesn't question the audacity of her to defend her value, her divine worth, her integrity. My understanding of myself today is divine. I've had to unprogram myself. And so I'm going to share that journey with you. I'm really glad this alligator card came up. I think it really fits the situation, of those of us who perceive things differently, because we have depth that a lot of this paradigm, this world, it operates on the surface, right? We know this. This is not a big surprise for those of us who get it, right? All right, we're at 27 minutes. I do want to look at the Jaguar card. I know I pulled these other cards, but that's going to be a different reading because this obviously is its own. So 51. Wow. So we had a 5, and now this reduces to 6. 50 and 51. Succession cards. Wow. That's interesting. Did they come out together, I wonder? Anyhow, I'm going to look at 51. So, I wonder if it's going to talk about what happens after we see things differently. And the alligator card was about integration. So, integrating that which we perceive differently, regardless of how the world sees it or accepts us for how we see it. So the succession card is the Jaguar. Cool, very powerful. I love cats. I have 3 of them, although I have one locked in a room because he was driving me nuts. All right, sacred Jaguar, teach me to wear my power lightly, to walk with impeccability, to approach life with compassion. I love that. I love that. And to live up to the integrity of my human potential. Oh my gosh. That just reminded me of, okay, so I did get married in 98. We were married for 20 years. Whatever, I won't even speak to the marriage part. But I do remember what the he was called the bishop. Anyhow, he was the person kind of doing the ceremony, and he said something about me that I was a person of integrity. And I thought, what an odd thing to say on my wedding day. But I think of all things, I obviously remembered that the most. I appreciated it. I felt like of anything that day, that identified my true spirit, my true being the most. So, wow, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to remember that. All right, so what does it say? We're at 30 minutes, but here we go. It's going to be another 10, 15 maybe. You can pause and come back if you want. All right. Jaguar, integrity, impeccability. Since the death of Sky God, the godlike being who had come from the stars and led the Maya to prosperity and a golden era of spiritual understanding. So since the death of Sky God, who did all those things, his teachings of love, integrity, impeccability, and the power of a compassionate heart had been perverted. Wow. Isn't that the truth today? Because those of us who see it differently see that. We feel it. Before we could even understand it, we felt it. And I think that's why we've been judged so harshly and seen so differently. My cat will be quiet 1 second. I'm going to pause this. All right. Meow, meow, meow. It doesn't stop. All right. Well, I guess he wants to be here, right? Because he feels the spirit of this guy. All right. The great jaguar spirit, who was Sky God's totem, roamed the dreams of the Maya, looking for any dishonorable behavior. I think I missed a spot. I did. All right, going back up. The distortion of his jaguar teachings had degenerated to where the priests were sacrificing human beings, foolishly cutting out the victims' hearts to reclaim the power of the golden days of the empire. Forgotten was the authentic power of the honorable and loving heart in Sky God's teachings. You guys have no freaking idea how on point this reading is. I can't even, honestly, Spirit, thank you. I didn't know how to transition back into my divine feminine rage, fury that I've been getting from Call of the Morrigan Oracle. And my own lineage, my own sacred lineage of, Irish and English. Wow, I feel, okay, so this is pretty cool, because I feel very passionately, I want to share this with you, and I was like, how do I do it? How do I do it? And I feel like this is Spirit saying, go with the flow. We're opening the door for you. And I wanted to do it from love and compassion. And I can do it from both. That's what I'm getting. And that's what I really want to share with you too, is that we can have both. We are fully embodied human beings. We don't have to apologize for any of our emotions. In fact, our emotions inform us. Our emotions inform us of when to fight. Of when to fight for what is right, for what is good. That's sacranosis. It's not something taught. No one had to teach me when I was 7 years old to stand up for my little brother who was 3 or 4, who was being abused by a grown-ass man. No one told me that I shouldn't have enough courage to stand up to him. No one taught me righteous indignation. It's sacred knowledge. It's sacranosis. It's in my body. What's conditioned is fear. The conditioning of, well, you're not going to be able to make a difference. So don't say anything. Don't do anything. You know, the abuse didn't stop, but it changed me. It informed me that I still have the right to fight, and I don't have to wait for permission. And I think that that is part of my DNA. And that's what I want to share with you. It's a decision. You don't have to succumb to fear. You don't have to believe in the lies of the paradigm, modern, Western, anything, really. Religion, medicine, psychology. It's all toxic Western. And anyhow, I just, instead of getting angry at all of that, I really want to focus on the love and compassion that I have for you, because I know how hard it is to heal from it all. And that's what I want to focus on. Okay, let's get going here. All right. The great jaguar spirit, who was sky god's totem, roamed the dreams of the Maya, looking for any dishonorable behavior. Misdeeds and abuses of power had diminished the spirit of the Maya and needed to be sacrificed for the survival of the people. The priests who had abused the authority and power bestowed on them quaked in fear, knowing that the day of reckoning had come. Jaguar brought justice by stalking their dreams and devouring their flagrantly dishonorable and greedy misdeeds. Jaguar medicine is integrity and impeccability. Its mission is to devour the unclean aspects of human behavior. Thank you, Spirit, because I'm calling in my tribe right now. If you're resonating with this, please keep following my readings, because they're going to follow this vein. I'm going to share more. I'm going to open up more. I'm going to become braver, more courageous, more vocal. Kind of freaking myself out a little bit, but that's okay. I've already survived it all. So, like, what's there to be afraid of now? Now I'm just telling my truth. All right, Jaguar teaches us the penalties of inappropriate behavior and offers the rewards of good medicine to those who stand in their personal integrity and walk through life in an impeccable manner. I'm going to read that again. Jaguar medicine is integrity and impeccability. Its mission is to devour the unclean aspects of human behavior. Jaguar teaches us the penalties of inappropriate behavior and offers the rewards of good medicine to those who stand in their personal integrity and walk through life in an impeccable manner. If Jaguar is roaming your dream/reality today, its primal roar may be rewarding you for maintaining your integrity in some situation where you could have easily misused your authority. You may have been unwilling to pass judgment on another. That doesn't mean not using your intuition and your wisdom. Yeah. We can have discernment. Judgment is about the final say. Discernment is about my say. And if I don't feel comfortable with something, I get to not open the door to it. All right. or to be self-serving. Okay, you may have been unwilling to pass judgment on another or to be self-serving. I don't get that. Were you especially kind to someone or do a good deed that was unexpected? Or did you do a good deed that was unexpected? If so, allow the recognition to fill you with feelings of well-being. Wow, my cat's annoying. Sorry. And continue to serve with compassion and open-hearted integrity. I'm not feeling very much compassion towards my irritating cat right now. He's like 17 or 18, and he's incessantly bossy. Like, you can hear him, and I love him, and I protect him, and I care for him, and I feed him, you know, regularly, and I give him like healthy things, you know, and he's just spoiled rotten. And I don't know what to do about it because he really irritates me. And yeah, like, it's just incessant. So maybe there's a message or a lesson in there, and maybe you guys can teach me something. And it just did. I am reading, allow the recognition to fill you with feelings of well-being and continue to serve with compassion and open-hearted integrity. I'm really struggling. Do not falter in your resolve to be your personal best at all times. Maintain your integrity, devotion, and compassion, holding to forthrightness and honesty, no matter what the contrary influence is. Okay, this is really funny. Okay, so I'm using laughter to, again, regulate my nervous system. And I'm also laughing because of this. So funny, like the irony of me being irritated with just his meowing. And I've been through way worse, right? But I think it's sort of an object lesson, you know, that little things can irritate us so much when we're still carrying the big things, you know, and that we can learn to laugh at both. We have to, right? Just to, not because it's funny, not because we're minimizing, but so that we can survive the situation and not harm ourselves or others. Okay? Oh my goodness. Do not falter in your resolve to be your personal best at all times. Maintain your dignity, devotion, and compassion, holding to forthrightness and honesty no matter what the contrary influences. Do not feed any self-important need to be an enlightened one, treating others in a self-righteous manner. Yeah, so I love that I'm being so like vulnerable in this moment of my irritation. It's an object lesson for me too, and I'm just going to keep letting him go because sometimes there's things in life that we cannot change. Okay, we can't stop it. We just have to, like, okay, detach from it. That's going to keep happening. And okay, he just came in. Did you hear that? Now he's all, you didn't pay attention to me, and I'm still not going to. So it stopped. It may start again. I'm going to keep ignoring it. All right. Yeah. Do not feed any self-important need to be an enlightened one, quote unquote, treating others in a self-righteous manner. Jaguar medicine teaches you that personal integrity allows for mistakes, embraces forgiveness, and humbly makes self-directed corrections, allowing a rebalanced spirit to triumph once again. I'm hearing and learn how to laugh at yourself. Don't take yourself so seriously. Other people sure don't. Like, yeah. I've learned that, you know, people will take what they want and leave the rest. Or if they come at me, guess what I can do? I can close the door and lock it. And guess what? There's no knob on the other side. I get to decide when to open it, when to unlock it. So they can be on the other side of the door, cranky and complaining. I don't have to respond. All right. It is 44 minutes, 51 seconds. I'm not going to read the contrary because I think we got the message out of that. I'm really grateful to be able to do this again. I feel like my energy, I was holding it. I was grieving, and I was just holding sacred space for those emotions. And I feel like I've been able to do that. I know that my sponsor, who's on the other side now, is on my spirit team. I actually had a chance to talk to her before she passed and asked her if she would be willing to do that, telling her that I had asked my spirit team to make room for her, and so she is welcome. And I know she is. I know she's there. So, yeah. Thanks. Thanks for being here, for listening for 45 minutes and 45 seconds. Love you. See you again.